Hello and welcome, everybody. Happy Magic Monday, and it is absolutely that rainy Monday evening here in Orlando, Florida. And actually, what's funny is yesterday was about as sunny as it gets. I actually have a little bit of a sunburn going on here. So if I look a little pink-faced, it's definitely the weather here is slightly bipolar. Hello, Tiffany. And so hello. And Florida is definitely a weather report. For those of you who are outside of the state, we are having the most bipolar week and month like ever. We had like a cold snap, so cold I was wearing hat and socks on Wednesday, and then I was sweating and getting a sunburn on Sunday. So I love it though, because I live here in Florida and it's not snowing. So to all of my friends up north, I love you, but you know, I'll say that I do love my problem, which was trying to get into the Christmas spirit, looking at Christmas trees in, 90-degree weather. That's Florida problems for you. So, hi Tabitha, miss you. Hope you're feeling better. Let's see who else is on. Marissa, hi Marissa. So we've got a big, hot, juicy topic tonight. And I did pull a card getting ready for tonight. And it is from a friend of mine. I met a wonderful woman in West Palm. I think it's West Palm. I know she's in this Florida coastal region. And she has these cards. And this one is the Transit of Venus. And the gift of Venus is love. And I think it's the gift of all of us right now. We're in this moment where Venus is in the morning sky. Venus was retrograde for a while, and now it's the morning star. So Venus is rising. There's a lot of rising energy. I've been working with the Phoenix rising energy and Isis rising, and now I pull a card on Venus. And like I said, I had the opportunity to see the Venus in the sky this morning, right next to, this right before the sunrise. So we're getting Venus as an early morning here. And what does that mean? What does that mean for all of us that are working in the last days of Mercury retrograde? So we have Venus back in her, she's really out of shadow, finally out of shadow. We have Venus going direct. You can almost hear a sign of relief by us all that Venus is going direct on Friday. And yet we're still not there yet. Like, we're not out of the water. It's dark moon. The new moon is Friday as well. So actually, I think maybe Mercury goes retrograde or direct on Thursday, but you really won't start feeling its effect of being really, really successful and really starting to feel its full stationing and out of shadow for another 2 weeks. So, by Christmas for sure, by the holiday season for sure. And so we're in this ascension time frame right now where we're 3 days from the new moon, and we call that the dark moon. And it's a pretty dark time of year, at least for the Western Hemisphere, with Yule just being less than a month away. We're in December now. We're in a month, an astrological month where we're looking for freedom. It's interesting because I really feel like people who want to start 2019 strong really need to be starting now. These last 3 days before the new moon are a really powerful time for inner reflection. Everything's about going inward. And a lot of people are wanting to sleep late. A lot of people are wanting to stay at home, get unsocial. I saw the greatest new term. We've heard of FOMO, fear of missing out. And I have a new one, which is JOMO, which is joy of missing out, staying home for self-care rather than getting out into all the craziness that's going on in the world, and just wanting to like be really a little bit careful with your energy, reserving it for the things that matter to you, taking good care of yourself. And so what I really want you to do with these 3 days, these last 3 days, before Mercury goes direct and before Friday with the new moon, is check in with your inner identity. I don't want to call it an identity crisis. I actually want to call it an identity awakening, that we are waking up and we are being called out from the inner us. The person we've always been, the person that we already are, is being asked to step into its full potential. That we're being asked to stop hiding. We're being asked to, really kind of put our best foot forward. So in these last 3 days and the next 3 days, next 4 days, take the time that you need to get clear on it. Get clear. There's a lot of clarity, truth, and perception. So what is perception? Perception is an opportunity for a reframe. It doesn't mean that anything changes, but if your perception changes, everything transforms. When you are like, instead of saying an absolute beautiful reframe, I'll just give you an exactness on what I mean by perception and a reframe. Is if we say, I am trying to manifest $1,000. That's a pretty good way of saying it. But you could have said, I need $1,000. So that's a reframe. I need $1,000. I'm $1,000 short. I'm calling in $1,000, something like that. But if you say, I'm ready to manifest $1,000, that's a reframe. That's a change in perception. And it's like, oh, now it's a challenge. Now it's a game. And your spirit guides in your mind will be like, well, how do I pull in $1,000? And then you could even give it a time frame. Make it a game. Make it a challenge. And also the same thing on yourself. Instead of saying, well, I'm kind of in the middle of changing some things. Instead of saying I'm changing things, you can say, I'm in the middle of a growth spurt. I'm in the middle of an upgrade. I'm in the middle of an up level. And instead of saying things are challenging, you can say, I am being asked to step up. It's just a new perception. It's a different frame for the same thing. And I was with a beautiful client. She's one of my oldest clients. We've been doing this little dance for quite some time. And I had her, she's like, oh, something doesn't add up. And I'm like, okay, so I get on, because we just did her reading pretty recently. And she had all these angel cards in the reading. And it was a really good reading. And I remember saying to her, oh, I see that maybe you'll get a little bit of a promotion or a raise. And she's like, oh, I got my, cost of living increase. And is that what you mean? And I'm like, no, I feel like it's bigger than that. And she wasn't really crazy about her boss. And so she sent me a message, I need a quickie because something's not adding up. And what she told me was that her boss was let go, and she was not feeling secure right now because they're going to change her job position, probably a reorganization in the department. And I said, well, could this be that it's actually what you're praying for? You've been praying for your job to get better. You've been praying for it to be a better situation. She goes, I have been praying for that. And I said, so instead of thinking that something is wrong, we have to look at what is possible, what is right. So this is sometimes one of the most profound opportunities in your entire world is the reframe and perception. Your identity is being like maybe shook. That's the astrology right now. That's the ascension process right now. We are being shook to our very core to come into our own divine being, our own highest self, our own most, reliable, liable awesomeness, right? I'm actually going to challenge you to find 5 awesome things that you can reframe that maybe you've been like looking at from a perspective that's not awesome. Try reframing how it might be your angels, your guides, or the universe working for you instead of against you. So what is it that you're being asked to upgrade? What is it that your soul is being driven into at this time? So that's kind of the challenge that I have for you here. And, it's an opportunity. Look at this as an opportunity. There's a lot of good stuff. So then moving on to the actual new moon, we are at a powerful vortex coming in. Next week being a really big day, which is the 2018 12/12. And that's next Wednesday. So we're getting ready for some like serious astrological woohoo, and getting ready for our own energy upgrades and portal of upgrades. And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get a piece of paper, write it all out. Write out your wishes, write out your New Year's resolutions, but instead of making them New Year's resolutions, make them goals. What are you wanting to accomplish? What are you being called for? What is it that you're being asked to step into? And so that is what I challenge you to do. Really since you're going inward anyway, energetically, we're all kind of on that going in and checking it out phase. Go in and see what you can change. Go in and see what you can challenge yourself in the reframe. Go in and allow growth, allow strength, allow yourself to return to love, the gift of love. And when you love yourself, that means extra self-care. And self-care can be boundaries. Saying, no, that's not okay. Saying, yes, I want this. Speaking up for what you want. Asking. You receive your manifestations through people. And so if you are not able to ask for what you want, ask for what you need, ask for clarity, guidance, joy, then it's going to be a little hard for it to come in. Also, not only does it come from other people, but you can be the bringer of joy for others, right? So if you are feeling like you're all caught up and that everything is going like awry, the act of sharing of yourself is often a way to get out of the I don't have this. So if you are feeling like you are stuck in some way, look at how you can give. Look at how you can be of service. And I do not mean that person that is already an overserver. You know, I have a client who's like, oh, I do serve, but when is it my turn? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the overgiver. I'm talking about being stuck. When you're stuck and you're not seeing the return, when you're not seeing what you want, actually say, well, what can I do? What can I do? And how can I serve? It's an incredible feeling. One of my very favorite poems that was ever written, and I think it's Blake, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna say I'm not really sure who the author is at this exact moment in time, but it says, I slept and I dreamt that life was a joy. I awoke and I learned that life was service. I served and I learned that service was a joy. And it's just such a beautiful thing. Welcome, Cousin Tasha. I invited you to listen to Michelle's son. Oh, hi, Tasha, if you're watching. Hi. So I do appreciate everybody coming on to these circles. Monday nights have become one of my favorite things, is being live with you guys. And I am going to ask if there's any questions, any topics that you want to see me delve into for the new year. I am actually more than happy to do some questions and answers and on these Monday Night Lives. And by request, actually, we're running our first, tonight's like our trial run. If anybody is interested, I've been bombarded with people who can't make our Tuesday night soul circle at Cole. So I've created something called an Ascension Circle. It's a private Facebook group, and I'll be going live in it once a week. It may not always be on the same night. Right now it's going to be on Monday nights, but I'll be going in with live question and answers and a little more thorough teaching. Teachings that have more to do with the ascension process. And we're trying it live in December, and if it works out, we'll continue to do it in January. So if you are interested in it, support it in December, because if it kind of fizzles out, then I won't continue to do it. Everything's an experiment. Like I said, we're gonna do an experiment this month and see how it goes. So it's called Ascension Circle, and we're doing some more in-depth classwork, and we're going to be talking about some things and doing some activations. We're going to create an awesome report and question and answer opportunities. So if that's something that you're interested in, please, please, please private message me, and we'll get you all hooked up with the group. And also in the gift of, in the spirit of giving, I am going to be doing one session a week as a scholarship. And this is a requested session. Someone needs to send me a reason why they need a session. I'll be doing this for just a few weeks. So if you've been watching and you need a session to get yourself ready to upgrade, ready to moving through a block, moving through something, send me. I'll be pulling from my requests, kind of like a scholarship request for a session. I need to know why you were looking for a session and when you're available. And usually I'm wanting to try and do it Monday through Friday during the week. And I'll be doing a few of these sessions over the next few weeks in the spirit of giving. So it's like my little give back to all of you, because I have been so unbelievably blessed. I love you all. So if this is something that you feel you need, send me a message as to exactly what you're working on and why you need a session, and I'll pull the person that I feel like is gonna energetically benefit the most from it that week. So you can private message me with that. So for those of you who are saying yes, you can go to my business page, Michelle Orwick, Spiritual Master business page. There is an Ascension Circle link, and then you would get a private invite. It's $44 for the month. That includes three of them, and that includes 3 Facebook Live groups. That's kind of like a closed group, so that you can so that everybody in the group can feel private. Anything that's said on the group will be held in confidentiality between the group. And it's meant to create an online community of like-minded spiritual people, no matter where you are in the world. So please do that. And I'm pretty excited about it. We'll see how it works tonight, and probably fine tune it some more, and we'll get some more details out there. But we're thinking it's going to be $44 a month, and I'll do between 3 and 4 live group sessions a month, just like Soul Circle in Orlando, but online. So I'm excited about it, and I hope all of you are feeling all perky and excited. Oh, I love you, Janine. Oh my God. This is what I call miracle manifestations. It doesn't get better than that. So if you are looking to join the Facebook group, here's the link. And you never know, I might be doing a Christmas special in the next week or two. So back to identity. The last thing I want to say about identity is that if you are ready to step into your new frequency, this is the time. It is literally one of those things that you can just literally make yourself a realization that the one who is what I want to be would act and be this way. So I must act and be this way. Actually step into the realm of possibility. Step into the realm of energetic growth. Step into the realm of this is possible. So I'd like to do a little download for you guys tonight to end our time together, which is that you know it's safe, that you know it's easy, and that you know it is possible to step into who you are becoming, who you are upgrading into, and that this can be graceful, that this can be easy, that this can be joyful, and this can be loving for you. And that you can release the resistance and being your highest potential, to meeting yourself exactly where you are, and remembering that your gift and the gift of the universe is one of love. The highest frequency in the universe is love. And so starting with yourself, self-love, self-care, the gift of loving yourself, truly loving yourself, that is the gift. That is the perception. And when you give yourself that gift, you start giving the world that gift. When you start giving yourself that gift, you start changing the frequency on the planet. When you start changing the frequency on the planet, you start seeing world change. one microcosm at the time. Maybe you cannot change everything, but you can change you. You can grow into your own God or goddess self. You can live life to the fullest. You can be all that you are meant to be. And if that is something you are really struggling with and something that you are feeling like you need a little help with, please send me a message. We can do a little session and see if we can get you where you need to be. So this is Michelle, and I'm here in rainy Florida, but with a beautiful, nice temperature of 80 degrees. And I love you guys so much, and I wish you a really beautiful end of Mercury retrograde, an absolutely fantastic new moon weekend. Absolutely wonderful thing to look forward to this weekend. We should have some really good high vibes for the weekend. And so this is the season, 'tis the season to be changing your perception, changing your identity, growing within your own love and joy. So if there's anything that you want to change, this is the time. This is the time to grow. This is the time to thrive. You thrive. Thank you, Tina. It was nice to see you, and I'm excited to have the circle so you can be a part of it even from Seattle. And maybe it's something that's interested in anyone that is not here in Orlando, or just maybe Tuesday nights is a hard night for you to get to Orlando. What's great about a live Facebook feed is that you can watch it anytime, and you can submit your questions and get your questions answered, and it's just, I'm pretty excited about it. So we'll see how it goes. I maybe could have waited another week till Mercury was out of retrograde, but I didn't want to wait. I wanted to just see how it rolls. I'm kind of like that. So I wish you guys all a magical weekend and live magically.